And that off. 8 runners over 2 miles in the Donohue Marquees Spring Juvenile Hurdle, Grade 1. Willie Mullins with the bottom 6 runners. And in a bright green cap, it is Jourdefete leading stable companion Cinsa to the first of 8 flights. Been followed by Lossiemouth and Derby on the outside of Gala Marceau, followed by Takao, ascending in the stripes and gust of wind. The final couple as they come by the winning post, heading towards the second flight, one of 2 past the stands. And it's Jourdefete leading by a half to Cinsa, a couple of lengths in front of Gala Marceau, in between Derby and Lossiemouth with the back 3 Takao, ascending and gust of wind. On to the second flight, and it's Jourdefete the leader, but only just as Cinsa and Lossiemouth next on the inside. Derby at an awkward landing, then Gala Marceau ascending next, and then Takao and gust of wind as they go on to flight number 3. Little between Jourdefete and Cinsa, they land together, followed by Lossiemouth, the standout juvenile so far. Hasn't put a foot wrong since joining Willie Mullins as they turn towards the back straight. In 4th place is Gala Marceau, and they're followed by Derby, Takao on the outside of ascending with gust of wind the back marker. Heading down the far side to the first of 3 is Jourdefete and Jack Foley by a neck to Cinsa. Brian Hayes 2.5 lengths back to Lossiemouth. Paul Townend just in 3rd place from Derby. Kieran Buckley, and in between horses is Gala Marceau and Danny Mullins. And then Takao, Mark Walsh taking the first ride of the year, having been sidelined, ascending. Rachel Blackmore and gust of wind. Sean O'Keefe continue out the back. Reaching the halfway stage, little changes in the order of running. It's Jourdefete and Cinsa 1 and 2, followed by Lossiemouth and Derby, Gala Marceau. Takao jumped up on the outside of Derby, then ascending in gust of wind. Continuing down the far side, 6.5 furlongs to go, and 3 flights left to jump in the Donohue Marquees Spring Juvenile Hurdle, Grade 1. Pressures a little between Jourdefete and Cinsa, followed by Lossiemouth, Gala Marceau, Takao next. Derby has been knocked back to the rear of the field as 2 behind ascending in gust of wind. 3rd last flight where Jourdefete blundered and gave the lead to Cinsa, then Gala Marceau. Lossiemouth has been shuffled right back to the rear of the field, impeded by the stable companion and grey Jourdefete as they make the run towards the second last flight, and it's Cinsa in front by a length and a half to Gala Marceau, and Takao continues to improve on the outside. And then ascending, gust of wind. Lossiemouth is recovering ground lost by the Herrera-prone stable companion who's dropped right out of contention as they jump to second last. And it's Cinsa, slight mistake. Gala Marceau, Takao, gust of wind. Lossiemouth on the outside of ascending. These break clear of Derby and Jourdefete. Running the home turn, 1 flight left to jump. Gala Marceau joined on the bend by Takao. Lossiemouth after them in 3rd, and then gust of wind on the run of the final flight in the Donohue Marquees Spring Juvenile Hurdle. It's Gala Marceau from Lossiemouth trying to quicken up on the outside of Takao. The final flight, Gala Marceau over by 3 lengths to Lossiemouth. In 3rd place is Takao, 150 yards left to go, and it's Gala Marceau containing Lossiemouth in the Donohue Marquees Spring Juvenile Hurdle. It's a reversal at the Dublin Racing Festival. Gala Marceau beat unlucky into 2nd. Lossiemouth pulling well clear of Takao, ascending, gust of wind, Cinsa.
The man on board Gala Marceau in the spring was Danny Mullins. Congratulations to you. Talk me through the race from your perspective, because it was a bit of a rough affair.
It was, you know, a juvenile where there probably wasn't huge pace on early on, and my filly was quite keen, so I was trying to keep a solid position and settle her at the same time, but you know, down the back the bit of jumping put us where we wanted to be. In front plenty soon off the bend, and you know, it takes a brave juvenile to go down the straight in Leopardstown all the way on her own, jump the last and still hit the line very strong.
And her jumping is an asset, isn't it?
Definitely, you know, it's probably too much of an asset early in the race when you're trying to settle her. She's making ground and you're doing what you don't like doing, anchoring her back to control her, but you know, once the race settles down, she makes huge lengths at her hurdles.
And were you expected to be a bit less gassy than last time, and was she exactly the same?
She was pretty much the same. I thought with the run under her belt she'd settle a bit more, but you know, in fairness to her, she leaves enough in the tank for the business end, so that's what matters to me anyway.
Okay. Well, hopefully she'll be rolling on to the Triumph. Now you've got Dysart Dynamo, similar type of horse, only one way of going?
He's exuberant, but jumped well here at Christmas, has track form, so it's as good a race as you'll get. A lot will be told in the next 10 minutes, so hopefully I can get to the front of it.
Very best of luck.
Thank you.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.